of a... Whoop. So the pro games this month, basically throughout the month we're running them kind of like last month, but to start things off we got the Thrifty 3, we got Zedd, Ed, and Zane. These three are all going to play each other. The winner of the Thrifty 3 goes into the Super 6. All of these guys play each other. The top two from here go on to hang out with the Octo Kid and the Goat. I put animals there so you don't forget. So that's what we got going on. We're in the Pro Division. Pro Division right now, Thrifty 3, Ed, Zedd, and Zane trying to prove themselves to get into that Super 6 spot, the highly coveted Super 6. Zedd in yellow, Ed in red, BO5, Soviet versus Soviet set factions. Let's get the fun rolling here. Marco with the raid. Let's go, boys. A goat raid to start things off. Love it, love it. All right, here we go, here we go.
Warning, genetic mutation.
Callahan, someday, maybe, someday. Midi with the follow, thanks, buddy. Oh, Oblom with the follow. Santiguanas with the follow. Thanks for the follow, guys. All right, here we go, coming at you here in the Pro Division of the Blitz World Series event for the month of July. We got Zedd in yellow on the right. We got Ed in red on the left. Ed fighting out of the US of A. Zedd fighting out of Algeria. Again, guys, these guys are in the Thrifty 3. Thrifty 3 division, so they're trying to battle their way into the Super 6 to hang out with the other pros. So basically, Zedd, Ed, and Zane are kind of like the three lowest ranked pros right now. They're battling for a spot to continue on into the tournament. So yeah, this is actually the first pro event of the month. We will be running these throughout the month, mostly on the weekends, as we work through the other tournament events as we go as well. So, the Brute map, any of you guys unfamiliar with it? You guys have seen it, right? You guys have seen it, but the genetic mutator in the middle of the map cannot be destroyed. You capture it with an engineer, you genetic mutate the faces of your opponents. Simple as that. Airports topside, auto capture, and you'll see in the lower divisions, you know, a lot of neglect goes on. People don't really use this top part of the map. In the pro divisions, though, I think that you will see people having to utilize it a lot more, trying to spread their bases out a little bit. Yeah, there is a prediction up as well, guys. The new prediction system isn't quite working, but we hope to dial that in soon. All right, all right. Oh, Ed went naval, you think? Yeah, we've had a few issues with people accidentally clicking the naval yard on this map. So both players secure their tents. All you newer players, keep that in mind. You do want to secure those tents. The D5, D6, some wacky stuff going on with the tents so far. People are like giving up their tents, not grabbing tents. Yeah. The genetic mutator, though, you can sneak an engineer right up the middle. Right between the brutes, but it's kind of hard. If you don't have map control, you're not going to probably be able to get it off. So unless you're ahead, I think at the top level, you won't see many people messing with it. But once you get map control or against a turtling player, I think you'll see these guys jump in there and try to take it to get an edge up. So, Zedd, decent little tank advantage here, but Ed tucking in nicely. I like those bunkers on the top side so he doesn't have to try to move his whole army around every time he wants to do something. Okay. Yep, some pathing issues there from Zedd. Sends a couple conscripts through that hill. So there's our, you know, if you guys play this map, when you're in this area, you really need to keep track of your units. And that's not a bug on the map. It's just that this, in the game itself, like when you have a double cliff like this, your units will get kind of confused sometimes and try to go up there. So in these tank battles, watch throughout the month, you know, you'll see people, you have to really be hands-on. And if you do make a slip or something, or if you're not, you know, really keeping an eye on your units, you know, you will get some pathing issues. All right, so we do see very, very similar builds from both players. Ed's going to get in the water here first with Naval Yard out. Both players with Battle Lab Tech. Zedd's money's running out now, and that's not where he wants to be at this point as players start pushing tech. So, yeah, Ed quite a bit ahead here on the tech race. Zedd not able to get much done prior to that, so he's behind on Naval. He's behind on the Iron Curtain. He's not behind by much on the Iron Curtain, but his economy is behind. So let's see. But Zedd gets the first Kirov out. Yep, okay, so goes for the oil. Yeah, this Dreadnought's going to work. So now we'll see. Yep, nice, nice. Yeah, this Dreadnought was huge. Zedd just totally neglected the counter for this Dreadnought and way super late. He could have brought over even a couple flak tracks to slow things down. Just gets an immense amount of value. Gonna get that Iron Curtain. Does get the Iron Curtain. That is a very, very valuable Dreadnought there for Ed. And a very interesting here, You see Ed not having to go flak tracks. He brings out the flak cannon to counter that Kirov, which is very, very nice. Switching over to flak tracks obviously throws off your Rhino build a little bit. So Ed goes 3 flak cannons out to counter that Kirov. Zedd trying to get around it, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Yeah, the idea is the map should be the same. So Ed's going to push in here. Ed is out tanked. He's going to dive. Does he dive here? Oh, Iron Curtain coming. I was like, what is he doing? I'm in the D5, D6. I don't think we saw a single Iron Curtain, so I get a little thrown off. So Iron Curtain, Ed gets in. So that's exactly what you want to do here. And look at this play from Ed. The drones to protect the retreat. That tent's doing work. The Desolator. Oh my God. That was absolutely beautiful. Just perfectly orchestrated there from Ed. Because he was out tanked. And so even here now, he's in a bit of trouble. But, oh, I really thought he'd be able to hold this better. Oh no. Those drones, man, I really thought that was the perfect calculation. Oh man, that one got me. Because I thought Ed was out tanked, but I thought the drones were gonna even that out. Wow, I thought that was the perfect play. Well, there you go. And so Zedd is left with a war factory here. Wow.
He's blundering so hard right now.
Wow, very, very interesting. So Zedd takes that. I mean, that was interesting. The drones. I mean, so that play was beautiful, right? Like, so Ed was out tanked. When Ed pushed in, he was out tanked, but the Dreadnought came in, cleaned out. Then he was out tanked. He went in, perfect Iron Curtain, got the MCV, and then he retreated. So he didn't just throw all of his tanks. On the retreat, the drones came in, the Deso came. Like, he had so many things lined up. That was really weird. I was like so hyped on that move. Yeah, more Desos. Yeah, but he had Ed had a bunker going at him there. He had, I even gave Ed the point. That's how much I thought Ed had that. A very, very interesting play there.
Warning, genetic mutator.
That's a good point. So Sovzerdai mentioning there that, Ed had a lot of drones. So that's why Ed was a little bit behind on tanks. So he switched over to drones. Oh, was he not building tanks? I didn't know if he had switched over to the drones. So he switched the drones. Sovzerdai mentioning that the drones weren't able to get too much work done because the Desolator was popping those tanks while the drones was in them. Force shield. Oh yeah, Ed had a force shield too. I think Ed was just a little bit thrown off. I mean, his plan had like 8 steps, and the first 7 were executed perfectly. And I think he was maybe just so excited about the first 7 steps working so well that he forgot what he was doing after that maybe. But wow, very interesting first point to kick things off here. Oh yeah, the new power plant had a lot of collateral damage too, and you're going to see a lot of issues with that on this map. This map, the building space on this map is the smallest, probably the smallest we've ever seen in a Blitz map. Pretty similar to Doom. No, it is. It should be significant. I mean, there's still a decent amount of space to build, but definitely the least amount of space we've ever had for building space. And but you guys get the idea around here. Month to month, I'm just trying to mix things up, get some different looks, force players to adjust their strategies a little bit. Yeah, that's a good point, Path. It's a very mental game in these series, best of 5. The action rolls on, so we'll see if Ed can keep from tilting here. So he brings up the sniper IFV, brings the engineer in. So he does grab that genetic mutator. The timer on this thing is not very long, that genetic mutator, I mean, it's about a minute and a half or so you don't have to hold for long. And I like this from Ed, a little bit of harassment here, but Ed does need to be careful. He's going to get out tanked here very quickly. You see Ed scraping the bottom of the barrel, both players scraping the bottom of the barrel. Last month, Paradrop, Sniper IFV, dog to counter. Ooh, Ed does not want to lose these Rockies. Rockies are so expensive early game. So last month, the Allied players were a little spoiled. You know, we gave them those 2 oils to start off with, and people were getting really crazy. People were opening Eagles, Rockies, and tanks. And so it's going to be difficult, you know, the pros, especially these guys who play the first couple rounds, just kind of adjusting to that. Your economy, starting off with 2 oils versus starting off with 0 is just a huge difference. So Zedd does get in and takes that AFC. Ed didn't look like he was going for Eagles anyway, and now Zedd's going to shoot right down. Yeah, and Ed's a little bit late back here, and yeah, Zedd not comfortable diving on a building, doesn't want to get caught out of position, so he does engage here. Beautiful pillbox from Ed. Yep. So Ed does clean up here, and Ed decides to go right past and leave those tanks. Now going to try to get value with a counter punch. Pillbox to try to hold. Can that pillbox protect the MCV? I'm not sure. He's got Rockies on the back left as well. Paradrop. So Ed loses his MCV. Ed dives on the War Factory. Ed does get some value here. The Genetic Mutator's ready. Genetic Mutator's ready. Oh, and he uses it on the Paradrop. Oh, but he doesn't get all of the GIs. Oh no, some of the GIs were still in the air there. Wow. And so Ed loses another one. And again, pretty close. I think Ed got a little bit too excited with that counterpunch, I think. I think he probably could have stayed, cleaned up Zedd's army, and been a bit more methodical, but I like the aggression from Ed. You know, he spotted an opening. He thought he could hold in the back end. We call him Papa Ed because he's been playing for 20 years. Yeah, so the Mutator...
Genetic mutator detected.
Yeah, the Mutator, you know, he got it with an engineer, but he did, you know, a decent amount of clicks. Yeah, I think you're right, Berg, because it's going to be so difficult to hold. I think you're most likely to see it. I think you're most likely to see the Mutator in positions, maybe so versus Allied. Maybe in a position where you have like a very turtled player. If someone's way up, because the timer's so short, like if you're up mid-game, if you have map control or something, you know, you could run an engineer up there possibly, kind of just use it to improve a winning position. Early game, it's going to be tough because even if you get it, you know, unless you really have a dominant map control, someone's going to be able to zip up there and just cancel it out, more than likely. But in that case, Ed did get it off. Yeah, so that paradrop, I think what happened was some of the units were still in the air. Yeah, some of the units were still in the air, so the Genetic Mutator didn't work. Yeah, it's kind of weird using super weapons that are already in the game, because then it's a disadvantage for the faction. Like, then it's like, so Soviet can't really build one, then it's kind of weird. Someone win Allied versus Soviet. In the pro level, people win Allied versus Soviet quite often. I think this map should be Soviet favored, but hard to say. It's really hard to say how they're going to play until we really see a lot of reps on them. So anyway, Ed here now, obviously with Sov, and Ed going to try to grab the Mutator again. Does get the Mutator. Ed's behind right now. Ed has a massive economy though. 4 oils. No, I kind of thought I underestimated that. No, he should have more tanks right now. Because Zedd's also sitting on a similar position and getting his Eagles out. Interesting paradrop. So Zedd drops the units and now gonna walk the GIs in. And Ed with some crazy pathing there. Super wacky pathing. All right, cue Ed saying something about the pathing in 15 seconds. Yeah, Zedd just way up here now. Dives on the MCV. Ed splits 1 tank back to defend, 4 tanks to attack. Alright, he needs to He's got 4 rhinos, desolators to try to hold. Yeah. Oh, the genetic mutator. Ed gets the genetic mutator. So many pillboxes, though. He does. He gets the elite rhino. He gets the elite rhino. All right. What else can he do? Can he get the MCV? Oh my God, this is such a wacky game. Ed has no anti-air defense. So these Rockies are doing work in Ed's base. Oh, Ed builds a flak trooper. Ed builds 2 flak troopers. Can they hold? Ed's got the elite rhino. He cannot lose that elite rhino. Oh, but Zedd, the flak troopers are out to hold. Oh my God, what is going on right now? Ed's got 2 tanks. Oh, the Eagles hit the elite rhino. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, Ed. So Ed's calling in the cavalry. He's got the conscripts. He's got the tanks. Ed could close this out. What? What is this series? Oh my God. The paradrop on the backside, the Rockies. It comes down to a game of click the buildings. It's a game of click the buildings. Who can click the buildings the fastest? Ed splits himself up. Is that Ed's last building? Oh, he's got the sentry on the hill. Ed's got the sentry on the hill. Oh my God. Come on, boys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ed's gonna lose.
Player defeated.
Oh! What? What? YouTubers, you guys are probably wondering why this one's on YouTube if it was a 3-0. It's on YouTube because it was hilarious. Because it was hilarious. Yeah, this one, that's the most entertaining 3-0 I've ever seen in my life. YouTubers, if you enjoyed that 3-0, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what country you're from. You don't even have to have a comment that makes sense. Just drop me what country you're enjoying that wacky game from. Oh my God. All right.